What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react to some proof that the United States can't do anything right. Oh boy. So today, I want to take a look at some of these examples of stupid, irrational things that we do here in the US that the rest of the world does not do. Apparently, a lot of people think that we are a very, very strange country. So I want to take a look at this and see for myself. So let's see.
The paper in the United States is the wrong size. For some reason in the United States, we decided to use paper that's 8.5 by 11 inches because that's the exact size of nothing. There's no reason for these dimensions.
What? we do paper wrong? How can you screw this up? How can you mess this up? Yeah, 8.5 by 11. I thought that was like the standard sized paper. Like, not just in the United States, but in the world. I assumed that was the standard sized paper. I guess just because, I don't know, that's what you hear growing up here in the United States anyway. You just hear 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11. That's the size of paper, you know? And when you get older and get a job, if you work somewhere and you have to print out stuff and copy stuff, you hear it all, oh, we need some 8.5 by 11 paper. And it's like, is there a reason for that? Or is that just something we do?
Than some holdout from printing presses way back in the day. Meanwhile, the rest of the world uses printing paper that is smartly designed A4, which has a special advantage where if you fold it in half, you get two rectangles that are the same exact shape as the whole. Whereas if
What? 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 How have I never heard of this before? So the rest of the world does this? And we're the only ones with weird sized paper? It just makes me think, how many other things do we think are normal that are really only normal here in the US? And I would say, like, yeah, paper size, it's not that big a deal, but it sounds like you guys actually thought about your paper sizing. Like you're using like mathematics and logic. So if you take one of these pieces of paper and you cut it in half, you get like the same dimension. That's really
you
cool.
fold it in half, you get two rectangles that are the same exact shape as the whole. Whereas if you fold the American rectangle, you get two new rectangles that don't match the big one at all, which can cause problems when scaling designs because you can't print out the same design on a half sheet. Although you
Yes. Yes. So there's actually like logical reasons to have a certain size of paper so that everything is proportional. And if you like fold the paper in half or cut it into fourths or halves, or it all scales, and it's not even that much effort to like think about that and incorporate that, but we have messed this up. And what's even crazier is I've never even heard of this.
You do get a little extra width on the side, which could give you a little more room for tables and charts, but citizens of Ironland, leave your vote in the comments for whether you think all the official documents for our micronation should be printed on the classic American rectangle or the mathematically precise A4.
A4? Why are we not using it? Why? It's like metric. It's like how we don't use metric and the rest of the world uses like the metric system, basically, everyone else. We're the only ones using this weird paper? That's got to make it like a major headache when people are trying to do business like internationally with American companies if you have to like print out our stuff, we're sending you the wrong dimensions, the wrong size paper. Why? Why do we have to be this way? I don't get it. I I didn't even know about this. Okay. Jeez. This is let's keep going. What the heck?
Having outlets in your restroom is already American, but having outlets by a
What?
water source, by your sink, is so American.
Is it? That's another thing I've never thought about as being weird. I've never thought about our paper. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. We only think of ourselves. We never think about the rest of the world. We never learn about the rest of the world. We don't consider these things that other people are doing. Things that might be better. Like paper. Who knew about that? Our outlets are in the bathroom, yes. Cause sometimes there's things you want to plug in and use in the bathroom, like a hair blower, hair dryer. I don't know, your electric toothbrush charger. There's some things. Do you guys not have outlets like by the bathroom sink?
Every single country I've ever lived at, if we even had an outlet in our bathroom, which was almost never, it would be like here. Somewhere here. Very
You don't have electrical outlets in your bathroom at all? But there's electric devices that you want to use, like electric razor, or I know a lot of that stuff is wireless now, but it's nice to have the charger in the bathroom, or there's a lot of like electronic products that like women like to use, right? You guys just what do you guys do? Now, I guess I understand, to give you guys credit from a safety perspective. Is this just all about safety? Like is it just stupid to have electrical outlets and electronic devices in bathrooms by water? Is that just stupid? Because we don't even really think about that. I've never been shocked or electrocuted in my life, like, doing this stuff. So I feel like if you're careful, like if you're reasonably careful, you're not in danger. But I wonder how many Americans like die a year because of this. It's not something we ever talk about.
far away from any water source. Something else that you might not think is American, but it is American, is like an open floor plan. Like when you have like your kitchen with your living room, we call that une cuisine américaine, an American kitchen.
An open floor, like when, yeah, that's a very popular. Is that just popular in the US where the kitchen is like part of the living room? There's no wall separating them. Like they're not separate rooms. You can see into the kitchen from the living room. That's actually like most American houses now. Is that actually an American thing? I don't know. Like, it's nice if you're in the kitchen and you want to look into the living room, but it's also nice to like have separate rooms, you know? It's a house. Like it should have separate rooms. Feels like there's more when there's walls, so I don't know. That's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing we've ever done. Open floor plans. Not like paper and electronics in the bathroom. Okay. What is this?
Leading the pack, we have using America or Americans to describe anything about ourselves, like I just did. If you grew up in the US, you would assume that using America or the United States are interchangeable. The rest of the world does not agree. We aren't the only America out there because there's a lot more to North America than us. There's also South America, and that's why everybody else refers to us as the States.
Yeah, I mean, geez. I don't know what to think about this one. I understand what he's saying. I refer to myself as an American. I mean, everybody in the United States refers to ourselves as American people. And that's not going to change. That's a part of our culture at this point. It's a word we use, and I guess we have taken its meaning and we have changed it. because I do understand there are other Americas. There's North America, South America, Central America. Lots of things that use that term. So for the United States of America to claim the title, to claim the name America. I understand that does seem like kind of egotistical, kind of like self-centered. We don't I guess we just don't think of it like we're being mean. We're not trying to be disrespectful. But that doesn't mean we aren't. Maybe we just don't realize we're being disrespectful. So most other people around the world call us the States. The States. United States. United States of America. Is that all okay? The States. Okay, I like that.
Next up, we have tipping our servers. Not tipping your server in the US is often frowned upon, but in other countries, it's not expected and sometimes considered rude. That's probably because in the US, we do not pay our servers a livable wage. Then we
I actually agree with this one. I think tipping is so annoying, so dumb. It's expected. If you don't tip, especially at a restaurant when you're eating, that is so rude. Like, you're gonna get stared at, you're gonna get looks. It's disrespectful. And you feel bad because in the United States, servers and waiters don't get paid well. So they're depending on your tip. And servers and waiters here really go above and beyond to give you excellent service. They really try very hard. For not because they're nice, but for money. So you feel bad, like they're refilling your drink, they're running your food back and forth, they're coming back. Do you need anything? Do you need anything? Does everything taste okay? Are you guys doing okay? Maybe that seems annoying, but I know they're just trying to put in effort so they get a tip. And I don't like so that's how it works, but I don't like the whole thing. It's all very strange, and I agree. I don't like that. It makes going out to eat very expensive. So I agree. That's dumb.
have that in the US, we put a ridiculous amount of ice in our drinks. When you visit Europe, a lot of restaurants don't even use that much ice, and you might not even get it unless you ask for it.
What? Huh. Is this a bad thing? Like, I understand there's some stupid things that we do in the US, especially some of these things. We really like ice in our drinks. I didn't know the rest of the world was so against ice. Don't you like cold water, cold soda, especially on a hot day, right? It's like how in a lot of European countries you don't have air conditioning. Like, wouldn't it just feel better to have it? I guess it's not as good for the environment, or I guess we just don't care about that stuff, and maybe that's a problem we have. And I'm sure creating all of the ice that we make, like, uses machines, and it's not good for the environment. I don't know, but I like cold drinks. I like ice in my drink. So if that makes us weird, so be it. I don't think this is the worst thing. Using ice, not using ice, whatever you like.
Opinion, ice just takes up way too much space. I want more alcohol. Another one is that in the US, if you want a degree, you're gonna have to deal with crippling student debt. A lot of other countries offer free college educations.
Free? Free? Not cheap. Free college education? How normal is that in the rest of the world? Because here in the US, it's horrible. I mean, you have to take out a loan a lot of the time to get education, to get college, university. You have to take out a loan. It's like taking out a loan on a house. It's that significant. It's that big. And when you're 18, you don't really even know what you're doing when you take out a loan. And you end up paying that back for a long time. It's pretty strange when I think about it. But at the time, I didn't think it was weird. This is almost... And the fact that in other countries, college or university is free I can't even wrap my mind around that. That's so far away from what we're doing. In the US, college is so expensive. That's why you need to take out a loan to pay for it as a 18-year-old. If it could be free, so many more people would be educated, so many more people would be out of debt, so much less stress. If our government could do something like that, I know the American people would love it. Why don't we do that? What are we doing with our budget, with our taxes? Buying more like helicopters? Missiles? Probably. Why aren't we doing stuff like this? I totally agree. This is insane. Like, that we aren't like the rest of the world. There's so many amazing things you guys are doing in the rest of the world. Why aren't we doing some of these things?
Firstly, your healthcare system. Guys, what do you mean you've got to pay to have a baby? I saw this woman and she was like, oh yeah, I saw my bill, I had to pay $40 extra to have skin to skin. Like, you go to hospital for a broken arm. Oh, thanks for fixing it. Now I've got to sell my kidney or file for bankruptcy.
I mean, I think most Americans would agree with this. Our healthcare system, specifically our healthcare insurance based system, is so tough. It's so unforgiving. It's scary. It's difficult to afford. Yes, you have to pay a lot of money to give birth. I just found that out recently. A lot of money. Even if your insurance covers most of it, you still have to pay thousands of dollars to give birth. And for every little thing, the epidural, skin to skin, I've heard of having to pay extra. To stay in the hospital room, like to use the bed, is extra. And they charge as much as possible because they know your insurance is going to pay a lot of it. But you still get stuck with a massive bill. It's probably one of the reasons that the birth rates are going down in the US. People can't afford to give birth, or, what, like she said, like go in and, like, I would never take an ambulance. Like, if I broke my arm, I would try to drive myself to the hospital because an ambulance could be like $1,000. Like, it's insane. So the actual care, like when you get there, the care they give, the experience is good. Like, you get really great care, but it's just so expensive. It really incentivizes a lot of Americans to not even get health care, which is crazy to admit.
Like, number 2 is your tipping culture. I know that this is just a product of, like, the terrible system, and it's not actually, like, any individual's fault, but, like, guys, so I go to a restaurant, I pay £100 to eat there, and then I'm expected to pay, like, what, $30 on top of that.
If you spent 100, a good tip would be like 20, which is still 20% more than what you expect. There's $100 is a very expensive dinner, but 120 is worse. And yeah, when you go out, you kind of have to expect that extra. It's really annoying. Yes, I totally agree. The tipping is crazy. We just never talk about this. We just never, like, it's just a part of American culture. We just accept it.
I just wouldn't go out to eat. Like, I can't. Like, here in the UK, tipping is like a luxury. Not a luxury, but like tipping is like something that is like, if you do it, it's like, oh wow, thank you. It's not like in America, whereas if you don't tip, like, all the services are giving you the stink eye. Next is like school. Like, what is the American equivalent of a GCSE? So in England, we have
GCSA? GTSA? What is this?
an exam that we have to take when we turn 15 or 16, so when we're in year 11, which basically we use that to get into our next stage of education. What is that like for you guys? And like, okay, and like another thing, like, I don't understand.
A test when you're 15 or 16? To do what? We don't have anything like this. We have standardized tests like throughout school, just so the government like gets reports on how schools are, doing, how well we're performing. There we don't take any test of significance until the SAT. That's to get into university. But we don't have anything like this.
high school. So are you in like what? How old are you when you leave high school? So like, is it straight
18.
from high school into college? And
Yes.
even like the fact that you guys call it college, like I think the equivalent of college is university for us because we call college like college sixth form. They're like
Oh boy. Most people in the US use college and university interchangeably, but I understand there might be a difference. College is sometimes more of like technical skills, and university is more prestigious or for like advanced degrees.
where you is a second stage of education when you're about like 17, 18, and then after that that's university, and I think that's the equivalent of the American college. If I'm wrong, like someone like politely correct me, but like I genuinely don't know. I'm like,
That's generally correct.
lastly, it's like, are you guys like mostly like, obviously I know this won't be the same for every school, but like, are you guys allowed to use your phones at like break and lunch? Because I know for most like UK schools
Well,
the general consensus is that you can't use it like at all in school. You're allowed to have it.
okay, you guys can't use phones. Well, when I was in high school, smartphones were just becoming popular, so it wasn't really a problem. We had texting like on flip phones. It wasn't really a problem like it is today. I know that there are some American schools who are starting to totally ban smartphones because it's too much of a distraction. Which now that I'm when I was a kid, I would be pissed off. I would be so mad if they did that. I would want my phone at school, of course. Now, as an adult, as a parent, I agree. I think you probably shouldn't have your phone during class. It's a distraction. You should have it for like emergencies, but so I actually like that. If European countries are like banning cell phones in school within reason, I actually like that. I think we should do that more or consider it. So, because I don't think it's not really banned much right now, but I think we're talking about it. So, well, this was fascinating. There is a lot of things I didn't realize that we do in the United States that's kind of stupid. Like, some is like okay, some things are really dumb. I'm still thinking about the paper. Why is our paper wrong? Things we could change too. Some of these things are so integrated into our culture, I don't think they're ever going to change. But some of these things we could fix, I think, if we cared. So I don't know. I don't know why we do some of these things. We just don't think about it, which is a terrible reason. But I'm glad to have thought about it today. At least I'm a little more aware of this. Oh my God. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, especially if you're outside of the US, somewhere in the world, what you think about all this dumb stuff that we do, what you think about it. That'd be interesting to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.